I have spent my whole career in what can only be described as cushy tech jobs. They are still jobs with stress, sometimes too much work, and rare 3 a.m. wake-up calls when a system crashes. But overall, the pay and benefits are great, the work environment is flexible and empowering, and I get to learn as technology evolves and changes. But the pandemic has changed a lot. When I graduated a decade ago, it was the height of tech's in-office culture. My first job served 3 meals a day, there was a gym, happy hour every Friday, the works. As a 22-year-old, I loved this. All that time at the office meant we really got to know and like our coworkers. And not having to pay for meals or go grocery shopping was pretty good at 22. Cynically, companies want us to be friends so that we work together more productively and are less likely to quit. But it does also make the day-to-day more fun. At my office in that first job, there were a lot of people in our early 20s, and I'd say that for most of us, work was the center of our social life. If you just moved to San Francisco from college, it's great to have automatic friends. And when you're eating all of your meals at work, talking to whoever you happen to sit with, you can make a lot of friends very fast. Of course, the pandemic disrupted all of that. Tech was one of the first industries to shut down offices because most of our actual work was happening on our computers. And now that we've all learned how to work remotely and proven that it doesn't seriously impact productivity, most people aren't coming back to the office, especially not every day. Even employers that still have meals and gyms and free shuttle buses have to beg and threaten their employees to get them to return to the office even 3 days a week. Tech workers have increasingly chosen the benefits of remote work for some or all of their week over free lunch, work friends, and meetings that don't require staring at a Zoom tile. The reasons are many. Some had hour or more commutes each way that were exhausting and left too little time for the rest of life. Others like the flexibility to take breaks for kid pickup or exercise during what would normally be the workday. Others thrive in the quiet that is scarcely available in the open plan offices where they packed us into rows upon rows of desks. And some have moved to new regions entirely for family or cost of living or other reasons. And some continue to be COVID cautious, or they find working from home to be a life-changing disability accommodation. Honestly, I do kind of miss the old times. Work feels a lot more transactional now, and keeping my motivation up can be hard without the engagement created by strong social ties. I started a new job 2 years ago, and I wouldn't say I've made a single new friend. Lots of acquaintances who I'm happy to chat with at the office, but no one I really expect to have over for dinner. Even when I do go in, most of my meetings are on Zoom with people who are elsewhere. But I do think, in many ways, this is healthier. It wasn't great that I was so socially enmeshed with my employer that leaving that first job was an emotionally agonizing decision. It wasn't great that the highest-paying technology jobs with the most impact on the world around us were basically only available to people who were able to live in the San Francisco or New York or Seattle areas. I do miss that feeling of tight community and all of the day-to-day fun that I had at my jobs before the pandemic. But ultimately, work is not a family, as far too many people are learning the hard way with layoffs. Letting work play such a central role in our lives was always a deal with some benefits and a lot of costs, so it's probably for the best that that era is behind us.